My brothers and sisters, we need, oh, how badly we need Easter today. We need to be reminded. I think you'll agree with me. There's so much fear, tension, anxiety, uncertainty, so much lack of respect for one another everywhere. Greed competes with nation over nation. We worry about the unhealthy air that we breathe. We worry, I know I do, that we get so little rain. Our arthritic bodies remind us that time flips by so swiftly. Someone once wrote, "Life is a blink of God's eye." We are so concerned about out-of-control prices. I watched a man, elderly man, at Sprouts this past week. I'm sure he wanted 3 pairs. He put 2 on the scale. He grabbed another one, but it was too big, and he put it on the scale and he put it back. And he tried to get a smaller pair and put it on the scale, but he put it back. We're concerned over our war-hungry world. Do you realize that as we are sitting here, standing here today, gathered here today, that there are 58 wars going on in the world? And if you don't believe me, Google it. Concerned, worried, because the United Nations reminded us not very long ago that 100 million brothers and sisters, migrants, left their homes. We're concerned because of the egotistic, arrogant attitude of so many. We need Easter today. We need to be reminded. Easter assures us that we are a redeemed people. The first Adam was disobedient, and we pay the price. The second Adam, Jesus Christ, renews the whole of creation. All is refreshed, made new. All are forgiven. New life, new hope. But not just people, all of creation. According to some spiritual writers, you will once again meet your deceased pet. There is a doggy heaven. Grace is everywhere. And yet, too many do not believe. They believe that this is all there is to it. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years, then life is over. I've heard it so often. I'm sure other ministers and priests and rabbis have heard this. Oh, well, it's all over, Father. I am here this Easter morning, not just because somebody assigned me to this liturgy, not just because it's my profession, but because I disagree with all of them who don't believe. I believe that I will share the resurrection of Jesus Christ. After all, we are Christians, you know, and Christians should believe that more is to come That is what assuages our fears, our concerns, our anxiety, that we will live forever, that the world will be recreated. In the first reading in today's liturgy, we see Peter, our most credible witness. He is speaking directly to us. He witnessed the death of Jesus, and he also knew the resurrection. So fortunate was he to have breakfast with the resurrected Christ. And you can't have breakfast with someone unless they're sitting at your table, unless they're real in their flesh, their body, and their spirit. This is Peter's message, Easter message to us. Do we internalize it? Or do we stumble in our doubts and our lack of faith? You know, if Christ did not rise, this would be a different world. Christianity perhaps would have remained a segment of Judaism. We would not be gathered here today if he did not rise. If Jesus did not rise, Peter and his buddies would have gone back to fishing. Luke would have gone back to being a doctor again. Matthew would have gone back to his tax books. John would have ended up repairing fishing nets with his father. And the two Zebedee boys, along with their father, would have gone home for dinner if Christ hadn't risen. The resurrection completes the mission of Jesus Christ. It is because the death and resurrection of Jesus, it is because that happened that we are a redeemed people, that we are saved, that we will live forever. And if you still do not believe, look for the risen Christ in the work and the dedication of those involved in the Catholic worker movement. Look for the risen Christ in the universal work of the Salvation Army. Look for the risen Christ in the volunteers at the 160 Catholic charities in our country. Look for the risen Christ in those who enthusiastically fight for equality and justice. Look for that Christ in the gigantic outreach program of the Lutheran Church. Look for him. Look for him among those of you who generously and regularly financially support works of charity. Look for that risen Christ in our parish ministry of caring for one's loved ones in the home as life slips away from them. Look for that Christ in those people. Look for him among our many, many catechists and missionaries who have left their homes to spread the good news. Look for him among preachers of all faiths who enthusiastically believe that preaching is their primary calling. We need to be reminded. We need Easter. The risen Christ calls each and every one of us out of the dark crypts and tombs of our lives into the light, into the hope of healing. The risen Christ enables us to bring into our lives all that he lived and taught and gave: love, compassion, generosity, humility. All this ultimately triumphs over the deadness of our fears, our hatred, our prejudice, our despair, and our death. Easter assures us of hope that compels us to transform our lives where transformation is necessary, into a world of peace of this holy season. We are a redeemed people. Today, this day, we need to be reminded. Today, this day, we need Easter. Today.